Hello, I'm Emma of Granola Gear, and I'm so excited about what we're going to be chatting about today, and that is my knitting plans for summertime. I'm really excited about this year. As I've talked in some previous videos, I've made some mistakes last year in my summer knitting, so I feel like I'm going to be off to a good start this year working on projects that I think I will really get a lot of wear out of, which I'm super excited about. We're at the end of May. And I thought things were looking up weather-wise, but as it sometimes happens in the northeast of the US, we're back to the cold again. We're not talking freezing, but it is sub 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it's like 53 degrees out today, which is not freezing by any means, but I'm a little chilly in this t-shirt. This is the Plain Yoke T20 by Lay Knit. It's just a basic, like a round yoke t-shirt with all these rolled edges. I had this dark pink yarn. I believe it's Universal Yarns Clean Cotton that I had bought a couple years ago for a totally different project, and I just needed to use it for something, so I whipped this up. I'm not the warmest in it right now, but because it is a worsted weight piece, it's better than it could be. So I guess this is the use for a heavier weight summer pattern. When you want to feel bright and sunny with a bright pink, and look normal in your summer knits video instead of wearing a full sweater, because that would be crazy, you wear the heavyweight t-shirt. So they have a purpose, I guess. Don't listen to me about all their how they don't make a lot of sense. The lighting is a bit dark today. I've got all my lights on, but it is a dreary day out there, but it's not raining today. So we've got that going for us. So I'm really excited to get into it. I usually start these plans videos with kind of some goals, and I'm going to do that again, but I don't feel like my goals are maybe as diverse as they normally are. I'm like kind of seeking to expand my wardrobe in this season, but I'm not really seeking to experiment, I guess you would say. I kind of think I know what I do and don't want, and it's just about making that happen, executing that plan. So we'll go over my couple of goals first. The first is comfortable wearability. I want to be able to wear things. I want it to be easy to wear. I want it to be comfortable to wear, whether that means like it's not too heavy like this would be normally, or not too uncomfortable or strange or whatever. Just easy peasy. Less texture. I love texture. Don't think it's realistic for my summer wardrobe. So that's kind of where I'm going with a lot of these patterns. There isn't a huge amount of like crazy wacky variety because I just don't think it's wearable for me in the summertime. Commit to lightweight knits. That's what I'm trying to do. It feels really intimidating to start that light fingering weight t-shirt, but if that's the t-shirt you're going to wear once or twice a week for the whole summer, and it totally works, it's worth the time and effort in my opinion. So committing to super lightweight knits. And another goal is, this one's something that I don't have in my list, but it's kind of a maybe at some point in the season. I would really like to knit a cotton cardigan. I love a good cotton cardigan. I have a few commercially knit cotton cardigans, and I would love to knit one for myself, but it's kind of in the works there somewhere. Now let's get into the more specific plans. There are two pieces that are kind of rollovers from the springtime. I'm going to start with my firm plans and then go into the maybes. But the two pieces that I'm currently working on that are from spring but are not quite done are, one, the Busan tee by Agio Knits. That's a sport weight pattern. It's got a braid down the center and twisted rib details. I'm knitting this in Noro Kakagori, which is like one of those big Noro skeins. It's 50% cotton, 30% silk, 10% rayon, and 10% nylon, I believe. Yeah, and that's a DK weight yarn, but because Noro is kind of thick and thin, it's working out pretty well. I'm really excited about this piece. I think it'll be interesting. It's nice and kind of boxy and oversized. So even though it's DK and a little bit heavier, we'll see how it wears, but I think it'll be wearable. It's pretty breezy. The gauge is a little more open, which I would generally be concerned about for like, is it going to be too see-through? Am I going to have to wear something under it? But I think because the Noro kind of has a lot of colors going on, it's not like a solid white. It'll distract from whatever's underneath, and I won't have to worry about that too much. So I'm excited about that one. That was a piece that I really was interested in last year. It's kind of like the good balance of simple and basic, but has enough interest that it's fun to wear. The next one is I started a Cumulus tee by Petite Knit. It's a light fingering weight piece. I'm knitting it in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Dove Blue. I bought this yarn last year and it was on my list. It just didn't happen in time. I was finishing pieces at the end of the year, and as much as I wanted to cast on, I knew if I did, it was not going to be finished because I was really getting back into fall knits. So I'm excited to have a good amount of that done, and I'm really excited to get to wear it for the rest of the year. I know tons of people have knit that piece, but I think it's for a good reason. It's easy to knit because it's a raglan, really simple, and it's very wearable. So my other firm pieces that I've not started yet, first one is the Dew Tee by Fiber Tales. This is a DK weight piece. I have purchased cotton silk from Hobbii in a dark green. I believe it's the bottle green to knit this, and I'm really, really excited about that. It's another like boxy V-neck tee. It's got this I-cord edge with a bow in the front, and then the bottom detail is actually crocheted. I can crochet. I actually crocheted a lot more before I got super into knitting, but it hurts my wrist a lot to do full large scale projects. So a fun little detail like this will give me a little crochet opportunity without causing me pain. So that'll be fun. I think it's really cute. I love the scallop detail at the bottom. And I think it'll be a nice, simple piece. Again, just enough details to make it fun and interesting, but not so much that it won't be wearable. And I'm really excited to see how that turns out, especially in that yarn. Next, I have the Cloud Tee by Petite Knit. That is a light fingering weight piece. I also have yarn on deck for this one. I bought it on sale at a local yarn store last year. I bought some Tin Lena, which is just a light fingering weight linen blend yarn from Senisgarn, which I've never worked with before. I've actually never worked with any Senisgarn, so that's kind of exciting. I love a good linen, so that should be fun. It should be easier than, not easier, but it should be a little faster than the Cumulus Tee V-neck because it is a crew neck. So I won't have as much flat knitting to do before I get to just work in the round. So when I finish, I'm kind of, I usually keep 3 pieces going at a time. And I'm going to try and not have more than one of the like 3mm super tiny one knits going on at the same time. I'm trying to balance it out, like keep a DK and a light fingering weight going at the same time so I can go back and forth, make some progress, but not go crazy. So that is that piece. And it's in like this dark bluey purple color. So that should be really cool. Next, I have the Calm Down Tee by Lily Kate Makes, which is a DK weight pattern. Also knitting this in the Hobbii Cotton Silk, which I don't remember if I mentioned is a DK weight yarn. And this one is in, I can't remember the name of the yarn, but it's a really beautiful fuchsia yarn, which I think will be very fun and bright. This is a super simple tee, but not boxy like the others. It's more fitted. It's got a bit of a cap sleeve, which I really love a cap sleeve. I think I look good in a cap sleeve. I just think they're fun and they're cute. But I love a crew neck basic t-shirt. So I think this will be a cool one. I've never knit a Lily Kate Makes pattern, and I have had them recommended to me. So it would be cool to try one of those. And I'm really excited for the pink. I think it'll be a nice pop. Next, I don't have the yarn for this one, but I will do it this year. I really want to. I really want to knit the Hey Sailor by Andrea Mowry. Also, I've never knit a Andrea Mowry pattern. This one is light fingering, and I would like to knit in the cotton merino, Knitting for Olive cotton merino. But the colors I want to buy are not in stock. So I'm waiting until they're in stock again. Her sample is like, I think it's an off-white with red as the contrast, and it's really, really beautiful. But I think I'd like to knit mine in the like dark green as the main color and then a white as the contrast color. There are a few of those in the projects on Ravelry, and I think it looks really nice. I think it's a very polished look. It's something I could probably wear to work. I've knit one other mosaic knitting piece, my pressed flower shawl. So that was a fun experience. I think though this piece would definitely take longer, maybe not. It's definitely a big piece. It's so boxy. It's going to be knit flat because it has the buttons on one side, but I think it'll be worth it. I think it's a cool piece. With the mosaic knitting, I don't think it'll be like way heavier, but we'll see. It is light fingering, so I think it'll be fine. I'd like to try another cotton merino piece. I've knit one tank top in cotton merino. I haven't really gotten a chance to wear it because I finished it at the end of the season last year. But I really like the look of that piece, the kind of like texture and color work that isn't really color work going on in the boat neck. Boat necks look really nice. And then the last firm piece I have is the June Top by Petite Knit, which is a DK weight pattern. This is on the list because the yarn that I have for my Busan tee, I know I'm going to have quite a bit left over, the Noro Kakugori, and there should be enough for a basic tank top. I don't want to get too crazy with it. That's why I said the June Top, just something simple and wearable, and we'll use the pretty large amount of yarn I'll have left, because if you've seen some of those larger Noro skeins that are like 1,000 yards or something like crazy to that degree in these big skeins, I had to have 2 for my Busan tee. Or I bought 2 when I bought the yarn. I didn't have specific plans. I knew I would need probably 2 to knit a boxy tee, but I would only break into the second one a little bit, which is exactly what's happening. So I will use the rest of that skein for a basic tank top, and I think it'll look really nice. And I'm excited about that one, and it'll be a good use of the rest of that yarn. So those are all my firm plans. I'm definitely going to do it. I have the yarn, or I'm fully committed for this season. Now we will get into a handful of the maybes. I haven't bought the yarn yet. I don't know what yarn I would use. We're kind of figuring it out. Depends on what I find, what fits the mix for this season. The first one is the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. That's a light fingering weight piece. I kind of have a handful of these really lightweight t-shirts that I'd maybe like to knit this year if I think I'm going to have time. And if I place another Knitting for Olive order with the yarn for the Hey Sailor, I may decide there's 1 or 2 other pieces I want to buy some pure silk in for a t-shirt that's really wearable for summertime. So that's one of those options. I like that it's got the really interesting, not really interesting, but it's a slightly different detail of the way the V-neck is designed, and it's not super deep. I think that would be a really pretty piece. Next is I would possibly like to knit another camisole number 9, which is by My Favorite Things Knitwear, another light fingering weight piece. I do have a Knitting for Olive pure silk piece that I knit last year that I don't like, that I may frog and use the yarn for this. I have not decided. I want to get through a few more of my whips on this list before I commit to that, but that is a good possibility. I knit a camisole number 9 in a fingering weight cotton last year, and I really, really like how it turned out. It's a really nice basic piece, and pretty simple to knit, so that is a possibility. There's a fire truck coming, so let's give it a second. Okay, it's gone. But yes, I love that piece. I think it's a great option. Super simple, super basic, but really easy to wear. And I love the cotton one I have because I can just throw it in the washer. I don't have to worry about it. Easy peasy. I usually put like cotton knits in some kind of garment bag, but then I just throw it in the washer. It's too much hassle to do anything else. Next is the Shauna Top by Irene Lynn, which is a DK weight pattern. I would really like to knit one of Irene Lynn's patterns. I really like the beautiful blouses she has. This is the one I have on my list. I just haven't made it happen yet. It's another one of those, like, I want to knit it. I've wanted to knit it for a while. I just have not landed on the right yarn at the right time with enough space in my kind of whip list to get to it. So it's up there. I would like to, maybe, we'll see. Next is a piece I had in my spring knits that I wouldn't normally put into my summer knits, but because I'm currently working in an office, it's really nice to have light cardigans. I have a really lightweight cashmere April cardigan that I knit that I wear basically every day, or bring to the office basically every day, because when you just need a little bit of extra warmth because you aren't moving, and it would be nice to have one more option. I have been wanting to knit the Floriste by Sari Nordland, which is a fingering weight pattern. I have some fingering weight superwash yarn that I think would be great for this. It's like a light blue. I just have not made it happen yet. So this is a maybe. I'm not going to prioritize it, I don't think, unless it stays really kind of cold and chilly. Maybe I'll cast it on to replace another current whip. But it's kind of up there as it would be good for work, maybe, unless it gets really hot all of a sudden. So that's an option. Next is another duplicate from last year, but another piece I really enjoyed was my Friday Tee by Petite Knit, another light fingering weight piece. I would love to knit another one of these, probably in a cotton. I knit my first one in a cotton. I really like it. I wear it all the time. I love the broken rib texture. I think it looks really good with the stripes. I like the colors that I did in my first one too. It's like a peachy color with these cobalt blue stripes. The peachy color normally would not look good on my skin. It was unraveled from a thrifted sweater, but the blue kind of cut the warmth just enough to make it wearable so that it doesn't totally wash me out. And I would love to do another one of those. I don't know in what colors, we shall see, but it's a possibility. And the last one I have on my list of maybes is a piece that's not out yet, but there are pictures on her Instagram and I really like it, is the Penelope top, also by Sari Nordland. And that's a light fingering weight piece, I believe it looks like. If I'll go back and look at her post, and if I'm totally wrong, I'll put it on the screen, but it looks light fingering. And that's kind of like, it's got this basic tank top structure, but it has lace at the bottom and a bit of a tie at the waist, which is a nice little fun detail that will not, I don't think, reduce wearability, but makes it a little cuter and more interesting. And I think it would be a fun addition if I have the yarn or whatever, make it happen. But yeah, that is my list for this summer. I'm sure things will change. They always do. People release new patterns and get excited about new things and decide to pivot. But that's where I'm headed right now. We will see. I'm not sure. I feel like there might be some variability this year. We'll see if it gets warm or stays cold. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. It really means the world to me that so many people support this channel. You can find me on Instagram at granola.gear. Post a lot more frequent updates about what I am working on and that kind of thing. The knit along ends next week. The kids knit along. So if you'd like to join, there is still time. You do not have to finish by the end. Just tag me and use the hashtag and join us. I'm just finishing up my last piece and I'm so excited about that. But yeah, I hope you have a great day and happy knitting.